Hello, my name is George Fox, and this is a story about my son Phoenix, who was born in Islamorada, Florida in 2002.
Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing I can hold on to believe in is living is just
Like they tell you on an airplane, first put on your own oxygen mask, then you'll be able to put your child's on them. My son Phoenix was diagnosed with Pompe at 6 months old. It is a rare muscle disease that affects 1 in 60,000 children. Those first couple weeks, my head was spinning and I tried to listen to doctors, search for more information, and figure out how to deal with this diagnosis. I felt like I couldn't breathe and I was the one that needed oxygen. Most children with infantile Pompe disease die by their first birthday, and Phoenix was 6 months old when we were given our final diagnosis at Shands. We had searched for months trying to figure out why our son was getting weaker and his heart was failing. We were fortunate, though, that a clinical trial was being done at Shands and Phoenix was eligible. He couldn't have been any younger and he couldn't have been any older, they told us. The timing was nothing short of a miracle. Over the coming months, we sold our home in Islamorada in the Florida Keys and moved to Gainesville to be closer to the specialists. We put our lives on hold to attend to our sick child. We traveled to the hospital every week to receive 8-hour infusions. Many procedures were required of Phoenix to be part of the clinical trial. Muscle biopsies, port lines, etc., things that I sometimes try to forget. We lived at the hospital for the first years of Phoenix's life. Christmases, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, you name it, our little family celebrated many holidays in the hospital, and the staff became our family. Incidentally, it has been our mission to bring food at Christmas time to the families who are there now, simply because we were able to do so. The last 12 years have been the hardest journey I have ever traveled, not so much for me, but to watch my son go through so much and expect so little in return. He has never walked, he cannot talk, he cannot breathe on his own, and has never even tasted food, not one piece of birthday cake. But we celebrate life every day. We have learned to not focus on what he is able to do and focus on what he can, and that is to live each day like it is his last. And even though Phoenix has never spoken a word to me, he has filled my spirit with patience, strength, and fortitude. We definitely have no idea where this journey is taking our family, but we sure are going to use it for a positive path.
So that was my awesome wife, Gina, explaining what it was like getting the diagnosis and how we were going to proceed. We found out that the most important thing to remember is that even given this grim diagnosis, that life must go on. And it was the enzyme replacement therapy that gave us the second chance that we were most desperately looking for. I picked this picture as the first one because I think that it was the first thing Phoenix wanted to do after he got his trach and wanted to get out of the hospital and out of the house. His favorite animal is elephants, and he wanted to go to a place called Two Tails Ranch, which is close to our house here in Florida, and wanted to see some of the elephants there. And we met Roxy. Roxy is a 10,000-pound Asian elephant, and she is ginormous, and she really took a lot of interest in Phoenix, particularly maybe his trach tube. I found it kind of interesting that there was definitely a connection there. She wanted to very much investigate us, and it was a little daunting for me because I didn't really, I thought maybe there would be a fence or something between us, and there certainly wasn't. So the only thing between us was the stick of the trainer there, and it was quite an experience. And Phoenix just absolutely loved it. I think he had no care in the world whatsoever. Me, on the other hand, I was pretty interested in where the exit might be, just in case. So, but it was a great experience. So people will often ask about how you give somebody who has a trach and a ventilator how you can give them a bath and take them in the water. And honestly, a lot of people have difficulty with it and they don't do those things. Some moms that I've talked to, all they do is give their kids sponge baths because they're rather fearful of going in the water. Rightly so, I understand that, but we've found a lot of different ways to get Phoenix in the water, and we've also got a therapy pool at our house that is really beneficial. It's great because it's the one time he can feel completely weightless and can move his limbs more than any other time is when he's in the pool. So he absolutely loves it. Obviously, you just got to make sure that the trach stays above water and that the ventilator stays out of the water. But other than that, it's pretty easy to do, and it's extremely rewarding and I think beneficial for kids with neuromuscular disease, and it's one of Phoenix's favorite things to do. What movie are you watching? What movie are you watching? Which one? Are you watching Aladdin? Yeah? You watching Aladdin? Can we check it out? In this last little clip here, I just wanted to show one of Phoenix's favorite thing to do is surf on the computer, just like a lot of kids. And I made this special mouse for him. You can see it's a trackball mouse below this deck that I made. And you can see with his right hand he controls the ball with his thumb, and his left hand he clicks the mouse so he can surf through the internet. And it's one of his favorite things to do, and it made it to where it really opened up this world that he can visit. And he loves to do it in a stander. We've had him in his stander since he was 3 years old. Every day since he was 3 years old, he's gone in a stander just like this one, except they were smaller when he was small. And he really loves it, and it gives him a lot of mobility. So that's pretty much it. My intention with this video was to show really that even in the face of rather grim diagnosis, life still goes on. And really with the help of technology from us, not only in the form of medicine, but also in the form of his ventilator and the computer and all of these things that make life rather portable, means that people like ourselves can now get out and be a part of society and not just be stranded in a hospital somewhere. So Phoenix was able to go to school and be with his friends, although it's been difficult of late because of fear of viruses and things like that. We're able to get out there and participate and also enjoy life. I've taken Phoenix out in his golf cart for years, forever, as long as I can remember. We go on boat rides, and he loves being outside. We get to go visit the firefighters and participate in fundraising drives as much as we can. That helped us establish the Phoenix Fox Foundation, where we raise money for research for kids with neuromuscular disease. So it's been very rewarding life, and one we continue to strive to do better in. And it brings me to one of my favorite quotes: I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. And what it really means is that you never really know until you walk in somebody else's shoes. Thanks a lot.